Welcome to the MAGA Meltdown, the show where we go over the craziest, funniest, and weirdest videos from the MAGAverse. My name is AG, and I'll be your host. Let's get right to it. This week, Donald Trump, the former president and the current presumptive Republican candidate for the 2024 election, was convicted of 34 felonies, which I can only imagine is going to lead to the greatest MAGA meltdown of all time. And I, for one, can't wait for the videos. But while we wait for the inevitable release of what is sure to be footage that will convince aliens to turn their spaceships around and go back home, we have these videos to keep us entertained.
Well, folks, Charles Manson and Jim Jones would have liked a lesson from Trump on how to market their cults to the masses, because outside the courthouse today was a masterclass in MAGA brainwashing. As the jury started deliberations to decide Trump's fate in his hush money case, the MAGA morons showed their true colors, namely red, white, and blue from oxygen deprivation. You had people crying, chanting, singing, and even shamans performing some kind of cleansing ritual for the liberal media as they tried to, I don't know, absolve them of their wokeness, I guess? And I have some absolutely bonkers clips of this cult gone wild for you today, as well as some pretty choice moments from Trump family members slipping up and saying the quiet part out loud or just being their cracked out selves.
Jesus the Lord. God, thank you. Bible, only Bible. Yeah, Jesus. We need you. You need you. God, we need you.
She was so emotionally distraught she had to stop praying to live tweet what she was doing. I'm just kidding, but I wouldn't be surprised. Either that or she was checking her Christian Mingle app to find hot Trump supporter singles in the heart of Manhattan.
Totally not a cult. It's perfectly normal behavior to go down to the courthouse to cry and pray for a guy that paid multiple people, including a porn star, not to tell the world about how he had cheated on his recently pregnant wife. But you know what? I think this is a great learning moment for the religious right. They now have proof that thoughts and prayers don't do shit. That or the rest of the nation was praying for a guilty verdict. Either way, Donald Trump has a date with destiny. No, not that destiny. That one. And my guess is his supporters aren't done crying yet.
So what are you here today to talk about?
I'm here to talk about this article in the Wall Street Journal. It says too much anger harms your health. And unfortunately, Trump derangement syndrome affected people have a lot of anger.
Do you feel like
they're going to have shortened lives?
Do you feel like any of the Trump supporters here are angry?
They're not angry.
They're not angry. Okay. Been a little bit unclear.
Say it for you with my face. Is it clear? Fucking now. Fuck Joe Biden and fuck you if you voted for him.
Pro Trump, pro law and order, pro guilty verdict. Got it. Okay. Not a lot of Trump supporters here. Probably seen 6 or 7. That girl from the bench, 8.
Something tells me that guy is not voting for Biden regardless of the guilty verdict. But remember, guys, liberals are super emotional, and MAGA supporters are the level-headed ones. How could Trump have possibly been found guilty? He's supported by only the best and the brightest America has to offer. Everywhere Trump goes, they go. And the circus travels well, which probably isn't too hard since there's only like 9 or 10 Trump supporters left. But what they lack in numbers, they make up in absurdity.
Anarchy Princess has labeled this guy the MAGA Grinch. Here, play this clip. And this is a guy who goes around at Donald Trump's criminal trial. He's one of the few people who are there, and he talks about how he wants porn, and he talks about how important that is for him. And according to Anarchy Princess, he smells like a porta potty, she says. But let me just show you a brief clip of one of the big MAGA supporters who's in front of the courthouse. This is kind of a mainstream Republican today under the MAGA Republican regime. Play this clip.
Thank you.
she goes,
We want
but
porn.
I'm telling her now that
We want porn. We want porn.
You know, I would think this guy was a troll, but...
Eric Bolling, a big MAGA Republican in the leadership of kind of MAGA Republican social media, he goes, Bronx Lives MAGA, South Bronx supporters turn out for Trump rally. Watch Bronx Lives MAGA. As our editor-in-chief Ron Filipkowski points out, nobody in this photo is actually even from the Bronx. They are from South Florida, most of them, but don't let that get in the way of a MAGA conspiracy saying, look how friendly MAGA is to Donald Trump. Look at the people who love him.
Who can blame the MAGA Grinch? He wanted porn, and what better place to find it than hanging out with Donald Trump? Maybe he heard Trump could introduce him to Epstein. Or maybe he heard that these guys had some. By the way, do you remember when Republicans hated young black men for sagging their pants and listening to rap? Now they straight up have a dude showing his dick root, and the great value version of Lil Xan, which, let's be honest, Lil Xan is the great value version of Lil Xan, so...
Who the fuck is that guy?
Trump is willing to take anyone at this point.
Everyone at the convention, except for the MAGA fans, know that Trump is only there to scrape the bottom of the barrel for as many votes as possible, which did not go as planned.
A lot of people ask why I came to speak at this libertarian convention, and you know, it's an interesting question, isn't it?
Trump was visibly shaken after his entrance received this response. And the boo birds kept coming after him over and over and over again.
Anyone can talk about defending freedom, but I've actually put everything on the line to resist these despots and these stuff. Now I think you should nominate me or at least vote for me, and we should win together. You heard those words. Nominate me or vote. Vote for me. Because the libertarians want to vote for me, and most of them will. And it's very important.
Nothing says these people will vote for me quite like getting booed and heckled by the most active and involved members of the party's base. You can even tell from Trump's voice that he doesn't believe his own sales pitch and is feeling the weight of the hostile crowd, much different than the usual high-energy screeds he usually goes on at his own rallies.
In this election, we need your help. We need your support. When I'm in the White House, you will always find an open door to the Oval Office.
Trump is acting exactly like his cult members do here, pouting and whining when things don't go their way and eventually snapping when it becomes too much for them to handle.
Only if you want to win. Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Thank you. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years.
This may be one of Trump's biggest self-owns of all time. The sheer irony of begging a group of voters, then flipping on the same group you're pandering to, and then downplaying their impact while you're still speaking at their event.
Let's be honest. That's crazy, because there has never been a president that wanted less to do with actually governing than Donald Trump, and no one has ever fired more government employees and replaced them with inept family members. This guy should be a libertarian's wet dream, and even they were like,
it's definitely a no for me, dog.
When the guys who think everyone should be allowed to own nukes give you a hard pass, you know you done fucked up. But I'll tell you what you shouldn't give a hard pass. This video about Trump supporters that worship Putin. Until next time, remember, get educated and get out and vote.